It's around us. It's everywhere. The mobile phone is at the dinner table, and we get scolded for it. Oprah tells us not to use our phone while driving, right? Is there anywhere that the mobile phone doesn't go? It's in the bathroom. Don't say it's not. So Dennis mentioned it earlier, is that, and I think Mary hit it as well, in Q4 there were more smartphones sold than desktop computers worldwide. By the end of the year, more than half of Americans, including my 2-year-old and my 4-year-old, probably not them, but they'll be in the half that don't. By the end of the year, half Americans will be walking around with one of these highly connected broadband connections in their pocket. It's a dramatic change in how all of us think about our customers. But again, we know it intuitively, and the data supports it as well.
Historically, when you have new technology transformations, you have a host of new winners that come to market and a lot of incumbents that don't make it through the transition. Our view is that the wealth creation and the wealth destruction from the mobile internet will be bigger than it has been in any of these cycles. In these 4 cycles of the past, each of these cycles created more wealth from a market cap perspective than the previous cycle, except for the mini computing cycle. So it's a pattern that will probably continue to be in place, and we're making a big bet on it. The force and pace of this change is unprecedented. And when things like this happen, there are companies that jump on the wave early and succeed bigger than their expectations. There are companies that jump on the wave early and fail beyond their expectations as well. But the people that don't jump on the wave to take advantage of the growth and be early are not even in the game. So if there's a call to action, it's that the pace here is happening faster than anything we've seen before, and I don't use those words lightly. And there's a lot of opportunity to gain a tremendous amount of momentum within your business if you play your cards right.
Here's the justification why. Why is mobile important to all of you? Well, we all know everybody has a cell phone in their pocket. Soon they'll all be smartphones. So the reach is phenomenal. It allows better targeting and personalization. You can watch where people are, what they're doing, things of that nature. People tend to interact more with mobile ads. It's kind of easier to give them a call to action, especially in a local environment, to do something in the moment, buy something, go someplace, get an offer, get a deal, and share that with your friends.
We believe mobile technology is going to create the largest technology market ever. The mobile industry, the mobile technology will dwarf the PC and what the PC industry has done. We already saw in Q4 mobile shipments, mobile devices outstripped PC shipments for the first time. If you think about what your mobile device can do, my phone, my Nexus S, has about 10 times the storage capacity of what my PC had just 7 years ago. Right? It's about 5 times as fast. Right? My PC weighed, I don't know, 7 pounds, my laptop, and this thing weighs like 12 ounces, and it's always connected. So there's no doubt that the market itself will follow, the consumer will follow. And if you combine this massive computing power, this massive technology market, with this massive audience, it has completely transformative impact for a huge number of industries. Right? You have roughly 1.9 billion people on the wired web, but there's 5 billion phones out there. And not very long from now, all of them are going to be connected to the web. Think about payments. Your phone is more secure than your credit card. It has more capabilities. You can provide offers through the phone. All of these things are going to transform industries in massive ways. We're going to see the same kind of changes to industry and to our businesses that you saw when the web became popular, but it's going to happen much faster because everybody is buying these phones. Everybody wants to be connected. For your business, you need to act now. Right? Typically, in most businesses, mobile is 10% of whatever the internet team does. So a lot of companies have a digital team. They assign some guy to be the mobile guy. Right? Is anybody here the mobile guy for your company? Right? Are you the only one in your company? Right? Only one in the company. Right? That's kind of the typical approach. But if you're in retailing and you're thinking of it that way, then the risk is that this wave is going to crest over you, and you're going to have a massive change in how consumers are interacting in your aisle. You're going to have competition that you never thought of when the consumer's in the store looking for a product and then searching the web at the same time. Right? So it has to be more than 10% of a 10% project.
I think a conversation about mobile starts with the customer.
And what's happened over the course of the last 3 years has been an absolute revolution in the usage of a mobile device. The devices are always with us, and all the usage patterns show that this is a part of our everyday life. Well, we're talking to customers about how to think about how their customer engages with them, whether that's how do they acquire a new customer or how do they take care of the customers they have. They have to be infusing mobile throughout that marketing conversation. You know, it's funny, it starts with the basics because mobile means so many different things, right? It means tablets, it means location, it means all this. But the first thing you have to do is be there when they come looking for you. You have to have the most basic asset, which is a mobile website that thinks about how someone on a relatively small screen that's a touch screen with a device that knows where it is going to want to engage your brand or your service. So it's funny to say it, but the first thing you have to have is a mobile website. And that then can build into a lot of different things. But it's a very basic starting point, and a lot of people overlook it. And from there, we can grow people's efforts and work with them to help them understand how a tablet might bring them into a new segment, or about how the mobile device may enable them to extend their relationship with their customer into a different time of day. You know, there's lots of good examples about people who are taking advantage of mobile and presenting opportunities that embrace these devices. I'd point to Priceline. Priceline has a relationship with people who want to make hotel reservations. And what they found is mobile allowed them to extend that relationship and to capture an entirely new use case, which is the traveler who realizes they need a hotel that night, or who's stuck for another day, or who finds himself overlaid, as we all have been, when a flight is missed, or all of that, who needs a hotel instantly. They were finding an enormous amount of the traffic to their mobile website was making same-day reservations, and often within 15 or 20 miles. And so it's added an entire dimension and a whole new revenue stream with how they think about their business. I think the desktop and a tablet and a mobile are complementary. I think what you're going to have is you're going to start to have the blurring of the lines, because I don't have a desktop phone, I have a laptop, and I take that with me, and it's got connectivity in a lot of places. I think what we're finding is you have a context where you are mobile that may not be specific to your phone or your tablet or your desktop, but we're finding that people are using these devices in entirely new contexts at different times of day and on the weekends. And so think about the use case of using a device on public transportation, or when you're walking around your neighborhood, or when you're sitting at home on the couch. These are entirely different use cases brought about by the connectivity and the portability of these devices. So bringing it back to your question, inevitably some people are going to just replicate their experience from a desktop environment. But I believe, fairly passionately, that that is underutilizing the capabilities and the rich data around mobile to deliver a mobile-specific experience that takes advantage of position and rich new contexts. I think any equation about building products for new environments that are as disruptive as the mobile phone has to be a dialogue with the customer. You're going to be in a rapid iteration cycle where you're putting things out there. This is true of Google, this is true of anybody building a product, or this is true of a brand that's trying to engage their customer. You have to put something out there, and then you have to watch the way the users engage with that offering. And that means analyze the data, watch how that's different among different segments, and then evolve your offering and test hypotheses. I think we don't know enough yet about mobile to know here's the exact template and map to how to engage a user on a mobile phone. I think what we do know is that users are engaging with these in entirely new ways. And so what we're recommending to people is get something out there that you think might be something they'd engage with, and then watch the way the user engages, right? And from my perspective, the user teaches us. The user is teaching us what they want by electing how they engage with what we offer them in mobile. So it's a dialogue, and I don't think it's pushed to the consumer, and I certainly don't think the consumer is able to write us an essay about what they want. And so you have to be constantly engaging that customer and watching as the data comes back.